You, the chosen one, hear now the voice of the Lord your God. This moment is not accidental, nor is this message a passing thought in the noise of life. It is a sacred appointment divinely orchestrated from eternity, destined to reach you now. The Lord has called you not because you are among many, but because you are set apart. He has watched your life unfold, the quiet prayers whispered in the dark, the tears shed when no one saw the hope you fought to hold on to, when nothing around you made sense. You have walked through valleys. You have remained when it was easier to run. You have listened for his voice when silence echoed louder than sound. And because of all this, the heavens have turned their gaze toward you, and the Lord has opened his mouth to speak directly to you. The year 2026 is not a continuation of what has been. It is a sacred threshold. A door has been opened, and the Lord declares you are about to leave your former place. This is not only a physical relocation, it is a spiritual repositioning. A new address is being revealed, one not built by human hands but prepared by the hands of the Almighty himself. It is a dwelling for your soul, a space aligned with purpose, a home where his presence will rest with you daily. The Lord is not moving you for comfort but for calling, not just for peace but for power. This place has been prepared specifically for you. No one else's name is written upon it. You have asked for a sign. You have cried for a way out. And the Lord responds, I have made a place for you. Not a shelter of survival, but a haven of fulfillment. Not a temporary stop, but a permanent shift. The former season is closing, and the ache in your spirit has not gone unnoticed. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. What you have waited for is already unfolding, though it may not appear so to the natural eye. This message is your confirmation. Heaven is moving on your behalf. This new year will not mirror the last. 2026 is the year you will be led into what was promised long ago. This is not a repetition, it is a release. Therefore, you must listen. With your spirit attuned and your heart laid bare, receive this word, not as mere encouragement, but as sacred instruction. The one who sent this message is not a stranger. He is your Father, your Creator, your Redeemer, and he is calling you by name. Everything that follows from this moment forward is not general wisdom. It is divine revelation tailored to your journey and sealed by heaven's authority. This is not a word for the world. This is a word for you. The Lord your God now reveals to you what has been hidden in his heart concerning your life. You are not merely shifting locations. You are being relocated by divine intent. The address you now occupy, both physically and spiritually, has served its purpose, but it is no longer aligned with the calling he has placed upon your life. The Lord declares, the season of confinement has come to an end. The walls that have limited your movement, the people who have limited your growth, and the patterns that have limited your peace, these shall not follow you into the place I am preparing. This new address is more than a destination. It is a sanctuary, a space carved out by the very breath of God. It is where your soul will expand. It is where your mind will be renewed. It is where your spirit will rise into greater alignment with his voice. You have outgrown where you are not by arrogance but by obedience. What once was sufficient has become too small, too dry, too tight for the vessel you are becoming. And because your Father is good, because he sees the fullness of what he placed inside you, he is now making room for your increase. You have walked faithfully through seasons of delay. You have praised through storms that others could not see. And now the Lord in his mercy honors your endurance. He does not forget the one who holds on when everything around says, let go. The Lord is preparing a home, but not just a house with walls and a roof. No, he is preparing a place of peace, a place where your steps will no longer feel forced, where the atmosphere will no longer war against your spirit. It is a place where heaven and earth will meet over your life, a place where joy will return and purpose will be renewed. And yet, beloved, do not misunderstand. This home is not your reward. It is your equipping ground. It is where God will meet with you more deeply. It is where you will write, create, speak, and rest without warfare clouding your thoughts. It is where your identity as the chosen one will be established and guarded. The Lord is removing you from the crowd, not to isolate you, but to consecrate you. There are things He must whisper to you, assignments He must unfold that cannot be entrusted to noise or distraction. This address is not a hiding place. It is a holy place. As C.S. Lewis wrote in Letters to Malcolm chiefly on prayer, we may ignore, but we can nowhere evade the presence of God. The world is crowded with Him. He walks everywhere, incognito. This truth illuminates the sacred purpose of your new home. It is not merely a physical space, but a divine meeting place where God's presence, often hidden in the noise of the world, will reveal itself clearly to you. In this consecrated ground, free from distraction, you will encounter Him in the quiet, receiving the assignments meant solely for your heart. So receive this now as a confirmation, not merely a comfort. The move is coming. The transition is underway. And though you may not yet know where, though you may not yet see when, the Lord has already gone ahead of you. He has selected the land. He has arranged the provision. He has whispered your name into the walls of a new beginning. You will not wander aimlessly. When the time is right, you will be drawn not by impulse, but by divine gravity to the place where every detail speaks. You were expected. Have you felt the pull to leave behind what no longer fits your spirit? Has your heart stirred at the mention of a new place prepared just for you? If this message echoed something deep within you, comment, I receive this word, or share what class time. Part of this word confirmed what God has already been showing you in secret. Your testimony may unlock clarity for someone else. The Lord would have you know this transition is not random. It is not a mere rearrangement of circumstances or a change driven by discomfort. No, this is a holy repositioning born from heaven's strategy for your life. You are not simply moving to a new place. You are being aligned with a divine purpose that demands your relocation. For too long you have dwelt in the in-between, between vision and manifestation, between calling and commission, between hunger and fulfillment. But the delay was not denial, it was preparation. And now the Lord is shifting you from waiting to walking, from surviving to building, from carrying potential to releasing purpose. The place you are going is not just about comfort, it is about calling. The Lord has ordained a space where the atmosphere will no longer choke your gifts, where your voice will no longer be muted by familiar spirits, and where your destiny will no longer be delayed by misalignment. This new address is the stage upon which your obedience will become impact. You will not only rest there, you will rise there. You will grow in stature and authority. What once felt distant and dreamlike will suddenly take form beneath your feet because you have stepped onto holy ground prepared specifically for you. This transition is also a shedding. The Lord is calling you out of certain relationships, thought patterns, and emotional strongholds that cannot survive in the place you are going. That is why it has felt like pressure. That is why it has felt like pruning, because you cannot take Egypt into Canaan. You cannot carry yesterday's burdens into tomorrow's blessing. What is being stripped from you is not punishment, it is preservation. God is not taking things from you. He is removing what would hinder you. For the place you are going, your soul must be lighter, your heart cleaner, your ears sharper. You are being refined for the weight of glory you are about to carry. C.S. Lewis in The Problem of Pain observed, we are not merely imperfect creatures who must be improved. We are rebels who must lay down our arms. This insight speaks to the shedding process you are undergoing. The relationships, patterns, and burdens being stripped away are not mere flaws to be refined, but rebellions, attachments to the old that resist God's new work in you. By surrendering these, you are not losing, but aligning with divine purpose, preparing your soul to carry the glory of your new season. And understand this, the move itself is not the destination, it is the unlocking. The new home is not the fulfillment, it is the gate to fulfillment. Inside this place, divine instruction will be released, Strategies will be whispered in the quiet. Ideas will flow with ease. Doors that have resisted you will swing open, not by striving, but by the Spirit. In this place your prayers will feel different. The warfare will shift. The presence of God will thicken, and you will realize, perhaps for the first time in your life, that you are exactly where you were always meant to be. So do not shrink back. Do not question whether you are worthy. You are not stepping into this by merit. You are stepping in by covenant. You were chosen before you were born. You were appointed before you understood the assignment. The Lord has not forgotten what He spoke over you in secret, and now He is fulfilling it in public. This transition is not only a change of scenery, it is the beginning of legacy. It is the place where heaven's plans for your life will begin to unfold, and what was once a dream will become your dwelling. You chosen one must now understand the nature of divine timing. The Lord who holds eternity in His hands does not move according to urgency, but according to order. And though the promise has been spoken, though the place has been prepared, the manifestation will come, not in haste, but in harmony with heaven's appointed time, not man's impatience. The transition will not occur in chaos, nor will it arrive by force. It will unfold as the morning breaks quietly, gently, with a clarity that only those who walk by faith can perceive. The signs will be subtle but sure. You will not need to chase them. They will find you, because they were assigned to you before the foundation of the world. Do not be discouraged when the first days of this year look similar to the last. Divine shifts are rarely marked by dramatic noise, but by holy precision. In the coming weeks and months, things around you will begin to rearrange. Some people will begin to withdraw. Certain doors will close without explanation. Plans will change. Schedules will shift. This is not disruption. It is divine reordering. God is aligning the path beneath your feet so that when the time comes, you will walk into your new place without resistance, without confusion, without delay. It will be a transition of peace. It will feel natural yet undeniably sacred. And when it happens, you will not need to ask, "Is this it?" For your spirit will know this is the door the Lord has opened and no man can shut it. Do not rush ahead. Do not force what God has not yet released. You are not waiting for man's permission. You are waiting for heaven's confirmation. And it will come not through pressure, but through peace. The Lord is not merely guiding your feet, He is also preparing your mind. The longer you remain in a place of trust, the clearer His instructions will become. You must allow this process to complete its work. Patience in this season is not passive, it is prophetic. Every day that passes is shaping the foundation of where you are going. You are not stuck, you are being strengthened. Every delay is divine. Every moment is measured. C.S. Lewis in Mere Christianity wrote, "Imagine yourself as a living house. God comes in to rebuild that house. At first, perhaps you can understand what He is doing, but presently, He starts knocking the house about in a way that hurts abominably and does not seem to make sense. What on earth is He up to? The explanation is that He is building quite a different house from the one you thought of. This metaphor captures the divine timing and preparation you are experiencing. The delays, the pruning, the reordering of your life are not random. They are God's work to rebuild you into a vessel fit for the new home and purpose. He has designed far greater than your own plans. And know this, God is never late. The same God who set the stars in place and told the oceans where to stop is the one leading you now. His clock does not fail. When the time is right, everything will converge. The resources, the relationships, the confirmation, the opportunity, they will not arrive scattered or fragmented. They will arrive whole, complete, and sealed with divine favor. And you will step into the place prepared for you with confidence, not in yourself, but in the one who has always gone before you. So remain watchful. Pay attention not only to what changes around you, but to what stirs within you. God speaks not only through circumstance, but through conviction. If you stay near to him, if you continue to seek to pray, to obey, then even the smallest signs will become guiding lights on the road to your new beginning. The time will come, and when it does, it will not feel rushed. It will feel right, because it will be his time. Chosen one, as the Lord leads you into this new place, you must not fear lack. You must not allow the shadow of impossibility to darken your faith. For the God who calls you is also the God who provides for you. He is not leading you into the unknown so that you may fend for yourself. He is leading you into the prepared so that you may witness his faithfulness firsthand. You are not stepping out empty-handed. Even before you arrive, provision has already been commanded on your behalf. The resources you think you need to gather are already being drawn to you by the voice of God. For when heaven declares a move, heaven also assigns the supply. Do not concern yourself with how. Your only task is to obey. The how belongs to him. He is Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides. He is not limited by your bank account, your connections, or your understanding. What is too big for you is natural for him. If he must stir hearts to give, he will. If he must unlock a new stream of income, he will pastock. If he must suspend laws to show his glory, he will. You will not beg. You will not borrow. You will be carried by the hand of God into this new place, and the oil will not run dry. The Lord is not simply giving you a roof, he is giving you rest. And with it comes peace, not pressure, favor, not striving. But it is not only provision that has been promised, it is protection. As you move forward, the Lord declares that his angels will surround you. No harm shall come near your dwelling. No threat will overtake you. What tried to stop you in previous seasons will not follow you into this one. The attacks that once drained you, the distractions that once consumed you, the fears that once paralyzed you, they will be left behind. The Lord himself goes before you. He will fight for you. He will shield you. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper, because this move is not a personal desire, it is a divine decree. Even the environment around your new place is being prepared. The neighbors, the atmosphere, the spiritual climate. You will not step into a battlefield, you will step into a refuge, a holy ground where your spirit will breathe again, where your creativity will return, where your prayers will rise unhindered, where your nights will no longer be tormented by unseen warfare. This home will not only protect your body, it will shelter your soul. And in that space, you will build what God has placed within you without fear of sabotage or delay. So walk boldly, chosen one. Walk without anxiety. The Father has not forgotten any detail. From the finances to the furniture, from the layout to the location, he is involved in all things. He who dresses the lilies and feeds the sparrows will not overlook your needs. He knows what must be in place for your calling to thrive, and he is moving even now to make it so. You will arrive and say, "The Lord was here before me." And you will know this is not just a place to live. This is a dwelling place of destiny. Chosen one, before you can walk fully into the place prepared for you, your heart must be made ready to carry what is coming. For while the address is external, the alignment is internal. The Lord is not simply changing your location, he is sanctifying your disposition. He is pruning your attachments. He is refining your motives. He is making space within you to hold the weight of what he is about to release upon you. And though it may feel uncomfortable, though it may feel like delay, what you are experiencing now is not punishment, it is preparation. This is not just about stepping into a new house. It is about becoming the kind of vessel who can dwell there in power, in peace, and in purpose. The Lord is calling you to release the residue of the past, to empty your heart of the bitterness that lingered, the fear that hid, the disappointments that quietly settled like dust on sacred dreams. You cannot enter into the new, still tethered to the old. This is the season to let go, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. The conversations that wounded you, the betrayal that silenced you, the shame that whispered lies into your identity, these cannot come with you. They are weights, and you were never meant to carry them into destiny. God is stripping the false so he can establish the true. He is removing the familiar so he can reveal the sacred. He is silencing the noise so you can hear his whisper again. You may find that your appetite is changing, that what once entertained you now drains you, that certain company no longer feels right, that your spirit grows restless in places where it once settled. Do not resist this holy discomfort. It is the hand of the Lord reshaping your interior world, so that when you step into your new address, you will not only fit the space, but the space will fit you. For what he is building is not just a home, he is building you. You must also guard your thoughts in this hour. The enemy will try to sow. Fear will whisper, "What if it doesn't happen?" or "What if you're not ready?" But the Lord says, "You are more ready than you know." It is not perfection. He seeks but surrender. He does not need your performance. He desires your availability. If your heart is yielded, he will fill it. If your mind is submitted, he will renew it. If your spirit is open, he will move within it. You need not have it all figured out. You simply need to remain faithful to the process and trust the potter's hand upon the clay of your life. Do not look to others for confirmation. Do not compare your pace to their path. What the Lord is doing in you is unique, holy, and specific. No blueprint from man can replicate what heaven has authored for your journey. Trust what God is stirring inside of you. Trust the shifting. Trust the stripping. Trust the stillness. All of it is working together to prepare you for what your eyes have not yet seen, but what your spirit has longed for in secret. And when the time comes, you will not only enter your new dwelling, you will dwell there as one who is whole, chosen one. As you approach the threshold of your new address, the Lord issues a solemn warning. Not everything and not everyone can go with you. There are attachments, both visible and hidden, that must be severed if you are to step fully into the destiny that awaits. This is a holy crossing, not a casual relocation. The atmosphere of where you are going cannot tolerate the residue of what was. The new cannot hold the weight of the old. What God is preparing is sacred ground, and it demands consecration not only of the space, but of the soul who will dwell within it. There are relationships that have expired, conversations that must not be revisited, and habits that must be laid down, not because they were always evil, but because they are no longer aligned with where you are being sent. Some connections were seasonal, others were distractions masked as comfort, and still others were assignments of the enemy sent to keep you in delay by keeping you entangled. The Lord, in his mercy, is now revealing these threads. He is uncovering the unseen entanglements that have slowed your steps, and he is commanding you cut them loose. This is not the time to entertain confusion. It is the time to walk in clarity. There may be voices that once held weight in your life, voices of influence, voices of familiarity, but they no longer carry the authority to speak into your future. If they are not aligned with God's voice, they must be silenced. If they are not building, they are breaking. If they are not pushing you toward purpose, they are pulling you into delay. Do not mourn what God removes. He never subtracts without intention. He prunes only what would hinder the fruit. There are patterns too deeply embedded within the cycles of fear, the quiet self-sabotage, the hesitation to believe fully in what God has promised you. These must also be broken. You cannot walk into this new season with the mindset of survival. This move is not about escaping pain, it is about embracing purpose. And purpose demands transformation. The Lord is calling you to a higher way of thinking, a higher level of faith, a greater purity of focus. You cannot afford to waste emotional energy on what he has already ended. Let the past rest. Let old identities fall. Let every false label burn in the fire of his truth. There will be temptation to return when the transition feels slow, when the promise seems distant, when the new requires unfamiliar courage. In those moments, the enemy will whisper, "Go back. It was easier there." But you must remember, Egypt was comfortable, but it was also bondage. The wilderness may feel uncertain, but it is where heaven feeds you. and the promised place, that is where God establishes you. You were not made to wander in circles. You were made to cross over, and in order to do so, you must let go of everything that cannot breathe in your future. So be bold, chosen one. Be clean. Be light. The less you carry, the faster you will move. The fewer distractions you entertain, the clearer the voice of God will become. There is no room in this new dwelling for the compromises of the past. This is holy ground, and the Lord is not only preparing the space, He is preparing the soul who will occupy it. Chosen one, the Lord would have you lift your eyes and see beyond your current moment, for the year 2026 is not a continuation of the old. It is a divine unfolding of the new era appointed to your name. Heaven has marked this year with supernatural alignment, and every step you take in obedience will trigger a release that has been withheld until now. The Lord is not only shifting your environment, He is establishing your name in the places He once hid you. What was private shall now become public. What was in process shall now be fulfilled. This is not just a season of change. This is the year of establishment. The Father declares, I am planting you where you will flourish. I am sealing you where you will not be shaken. I am anchoring you in my promises, so that no storm will uproot what I have ordained. This will be a year where your roots grow deeper than ever before, not into soil provided by men, but into the foundation of His word, His voice, His covenant with you. Your faith will no longer be fragile. Your confidence will no longer waver. You will know who you are and why you were sent. No longer wandering, no longer waiting. You will walk as one who is sent, and as you are established, the Lord will also release. This year, divine release will accompany every step of surrender. Release of provision, release of vision, release of relationships, release of joy, release of answers to long-held prayers. Doors that have resisted will now open, not by might, not by manipulation, but by the Spirit of the living God. What once felt delayed will now flow with ease. You will not strive. You will not chase. You will attract what was always meant to find you, because you are standing in the right place at the right time with the right heart. But this release is not for your comfort alone, it is for your calling. In 2026, the Lord will place demands upon the gifts you carry. You will begin to see the purpose behind the pain, the wisdom behind the waiting, the reason for the pressure you endured. You are not stepping into luxury. You are stepping into legacy. The new home, the new season, the new peace, these are foundations for impact. You are being positioned to speak, to build, to plant, to lead, to pour out. And you will not pour from emptiness, but from overflow. For the Lord Himself will fill you in private, so you can release in power. This is the year you will look around and see that God was writing your story all along. What didn't make sense before will become clear. The detours will reveal their purpose. The pain will reveal its fruit. And your heart will testify, surely the Lord has done this. Surely He was faithful in every hidden moment. You will not just change addresses. You will change dimensions. Your spirit will rise. Your voice will strengthen. And your life will become evidence that when God declares a thing, it shall come to pass. Chosen one, believe. This 2026 is the year of divine establishment and supernatural release. It is not only the year of the promise, it is the year you begin to walk in it. Chosen one, the Lord has spoken. The revelation has been released. The vision has been made plain. Now the question remains, how will you respond? Heaven is not waiting on your perfection, it is waiting on your participation. God is not looking for those who have all the answers. He is looking for those who will say yes. Your breakthrough is not tied to your qualifications, it is tied to your surrender. The promise is ready. The provision is already in motion. But the door will only open when you respond by faith. This is the moment to declare, with the full force of your spirit, I am ready. Not ready because you feel fully prepared, but ready because you fully trust. Not ready because everything is in place, but ready because your heart is in His hands. Heaven does not require you to have the entire map, only that you follow the next instruction. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move in spite of it. And now, the Lord is watching for your movement, for your declaration, for your obedience in the small things that will unlock the great things. You must act not by impulse, but by revelation. You must begin to make room, physically, mentally, emotionally, for what is coming. Begin to prepare the space. Begin to let go of what no longer aligns. Begin to say no to what drains you, and yes to what builds you. Begin to speak differently, think differently, walk differently, as if the promise is already yours. Because in the Spirit it is. The Lord has not asked you to figure it out. He has asked you to follow. This is not the time to retreat. This is the time to rise, to step out of indecision, to silence the voices of doubt, to fix your eyes on the one who never lies. But above all, respond with surrender. Yield your timeline. Yield your expectations. Yield your preferences. Tell the Lord, whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, let it be done. True surrender is the soil where miracles grow. When you lay down your will, you make room for His. And His will is good. His will is perfect. His will leads you to the very place your soul has longed for. Do not wait for signs to obey. Obey, and the signs will follow. Do not wait for confirmation to trust. Trust and confirmation will find you. You are not being asked to move alone. The Lord is with you. His Spirit will guide you. His angels will go before you. His favor will surround you, but you must make the choice. Heaven is waiting for your agreement, for your alignment, for your yes. This is not the time to hesitate. This is the time to stand up and step forward, to speak the words, I am ready to move into the place you have prepared for me. And when you do, all of heaven will respond. The earth will shift, the doors will open, and your feet will find the ground that was destined to hold you. Chosen one, this is the hour. Not someday, not later. Now, respond in faith. Act in obedience. Move in surrender. And the God who called you will do what only He can do. Chosen one, before you take your next step, the Lord invites you into a moment of holy agreement, a place where your voice meets His will, where your faith meets His favor. This is not an ordinary prayer. This is a declaration of trust, a covenant of surrender, a doorway into the life God has destined for you. If your heart is ready, if your spirit is open, then pray now, not with fear, but with faith, not as a request, but as a response. For the Father is near, He is listening, and He is already moving. Before you leave, chosen one, pause here and pray this aloud. Let heaven witness your surrender. Let the earth respond to your faith. The address is coming. The time is near. The doors are prepared. And above all, the Lord your God walks before you. Heavenly Father, I come before you in this sacred moment, not by my own strength, but by your mercy. You have spoken clearly, and I receive every word as holy. I acknowledge you as the author of my story and the keeper of my future. I thank you for choosing me, for calling me out by name, for preparing a place that only I can walk into. You are faithful, and today I declare that I trust you completely. I release every fear that has held me back. I surrender every plan I built without your breath upon it. I lay down every doubt, every delay, every disappointment. Today I rise in faith and say I am ready. I am ready to leave what is behind and move toward what you have prepared. I am ready to be guided by your Spirit, to walk by your word, and to rest in the peace of knowing you go before me. Not my will, but yours be done. Father, I ask now for alignment. Let my heart, my mind, and my actions come into full agreement with your divine timing. Remove from me anything that would hinder what you are doing. Uproot every lie I've believed and establish your truth within me. Give me the courage to say no to the old and yes to the new. Help me discern your voice above all others, and teach me to obey even when I cannot see. Jeg ask for divine provision. You are my source. Open the windows of heaven over my life, that every need would be met according to your riches in glory. Send what is necessary, people, resources, ideas, doors, and let them come, not by striving, but by grace. I ask also for protection. Guard me and those I love, as we move according to your command. Let no weapon formed against me prosper. Surround my dwelling with angels. Let peace reign over the threshold of my new home. Let this year, 2026, be a year marked by miracles, divine surprises, holy appointments, and irreversible breakthroughs. Let it be the year my feet touch the soil of promise, the year my soul breathes again, the year I say, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes." Let every room I step into be filled with your presence. Let this new home be not just a place of rest, but a place of revelation, restoration, and release. And Father, above all, be near. Walk with me, speak to me, dwell with me. Let me never lose sight of the fact that you are the treasure. You are the prize. The blessing is not the house, the season, or the provision it is. You. So let me follow you, faithfully love you deeply, and honor you in all things. I am yours. Lead me, and I will follow. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.